Hey guys, welcome to another stream. Today we're gonna be doing something in automation and then later on heading over to BeamNG. I forgot to mute my own stream. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna fire up automation real quick. It should actually load really quickly this time because I had it running a little bit ago, earlier today. And yeah, here it is already. So let's switch over. Um, let's see. I want to make a sort of rally car. Let's make a new car. What year do we do this in? Let's do. Let's see. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know all of the rules to, the current rally championship. So let's just go and do something in like the 70s or something, maybe 80s. '82 or something. Wait, when was the? Yeah, a second. Yeah, the Lancia Stratos was in the 70s though, so like 74 or something, 75. Something along those lines. I mean, it came out in 73. When it made its debut in Rally, I don't know. Could look it up. But yeah, like I mean, this would also make a great sort of mini, a great sort of rally mini. But instead, you want to go with a Porsche? Considering that we're gonna have to go off-road with these things, I don't really like the idea of a Porsche in this case. Well, that's two different sizes here. What do we go with, guys? I mean, I could choose the Pantera body and go mid-engined. Could use this body. Or this one, I guess. Looks very 70s-esque as well. I think I'm actually gonna go with the Pantera body. Oh, you can make this front engine as well. That could be interesting. But I'm gonna go mid-engined anyway on this one. Here's the thing. I know nothing about the rules of the 1974 Rally Championship. And since I'm already live, I don't really have the time to look it up either. So I'm just gonna have to... this is terrible off-road. Coil springs are better in tameness, sportiness, and comfort than leaf springs, huh? But the Wish one is just so much better. Like, here's where I wish I had like McPherson's for the front. We're still gonna go double wishbone all around. And I wanna go with like... Let's see, can we fit a Boxer 6? We most likely can, right? Yeah, easy. How about an inline 5? We can fit that as well, longitudinal molly. Pretty good. What sort of capacity? What? Because the Stratos had like a 2.4 liter V6, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Dino V6. So I'm thinking we would do something similar with this inline 5. So. It's gonna have a very aggressive tune, like 70 or something on the cam profile. I think... yeah, I'm gonna go with carbs. And we wanna go with... since it's... oh man. Did they still use leaded fuel in 1974 Rally? Or was leaded fuel also banned in Rally? I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go with it because even if leaded fuel wasn't even if leaded fuel was banned for the Rally Championship in 1974, they didn't use 91 octane fuel. Come on, they had higher octane fuel than that, and simply for that reason is why I'm going with that. Also, the engines were very high quality for the time, so I'm gonna add a couple of quality points. Uh-huh. 75 on here, yeah, seems good. And what body version do we choose? I've always like this one. Current engine doesn't fit? Are you kidding me? Why is it telling me that now? After I've already built the engine. How much smaller does it need to be? Much smaller. Okay, you know what? In that case, I'm going with the mid-transverse layout instead. Gonna go with a 5-speed manual. The top speed isn't gonna be amazing, but okay. I think we want the manual locker. Oh, yeah, we can go river drive. We're gonna go with off-road tires. .45 seem fine. I guess steel rims are brakes, and gonna worry about the design a little bit later, honestly. Off-road skid tray, and then yeah, 2 seats because you do need a a passenger, a co-driver. That's what I meant to say. No entertainment. The co-driver is enough. We need at least standard safety. Possible quality here. Gonna go with progressive springs. Like so. Okay. Wow, the G-forces are low. Probably down to the tires, right? Like what happens if I go with sports tires? Yeah, 1.02. 1.06 on semi-slicks. But remember, we're gonna off-road this thing. Even between hot long life 0.87 and chunky off-road, it's a huge difference. Also, we're not gonna slam this thing because again, we're going off-roading in this. Something like this seems fine. Off-road is 34.1. Yeah, stiffer sway bars do hurt it. What else could we do to make off-roading a little bit better? We do have brakes that are too large for the car. I save a little bit of weight by doing this. It hurts our off-road score as well, though. Yeah, let's just go bigger brakes here. Okay, let's keep it like this. Oh, Sedan 57 Chevy, thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. You're officially my first subscriber to the channel. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it, man. Now let's make this thing look good, right? I'm gonna give this thing a lip. Let's make it so we can move it around a little bit. Put it like here instead. Also, which body variant do we use? I think we use this one here. And then we go like this. Try the round fog lights to make Porsche 928 headlights. The round fog lights. Let's see. Oh, you mean these ones? I believe they work on this body. I want to make the indicators with these. Not the third headlights, the one to the right of those ones. That? Rally lights. Oh, yeah. That, I guess. Or put them up here. And I want... yeah, they're kind of buggy. Gonna make more of these lights though across the front. As with the align horizon, I can remember if that works properly with this body. I don't really... No. Okay. We need a grill as well. I think just about this one would be fine. Different mesh like this. Flip it around like so. I kind of want to do. I kind of want to give this thing a sort of split grill with two vents. Even do something like this. So that it holds both the main headlights and the indicators. No, that's not what I meant to click. Maybe a little bit smaller though on this one. Like so. Make another light like here or something. Nah. Don't like that idea. I hate trying to style this body. I've had good results with it in the past, but right now I can't seem to think of anything good. Like here we go. This should work. And then vents. like a lot of, I think that on this body particularly, making the front look good also depends a lot on what am I doing here? Oh, you know what? Can we put lights in these things? Also depends a lot on what you do with the bonnet design. Like, you gotta go really aggressive with this one. Put like a big scoop on it. What year does the Porsche body unlock? 75. You know what? I'm gonna go with a slightly different style here. Let's actually go ahead and do this. And then go with a different grill here. Let's. Well, it looks. That's too rounded. It looks too modern. I kind of don't like the way that these pop out here. Like, so I want to go with this instead. Let's see. And then let's work with a few bumper bars. And let's put these mirrors on here. On. You know you wanna. Maybe not though. Round mirrors on this one. Not these though. What's the difference between these ones and the other ones? Is that the same fixture both times? Oh no. Yeah. My eyes, dude. Like so. What's the best engine displacement of all time? For everything from performance to economy? That's a good question, actually. I mean, you could go with something like 2.2 liters, which would be a fairly solid guess, I think. or around the 2-liter mark, something like that. Like you can get so much out of a 2-liter these days. You couldn't back in like 1974. But if we're talking today's engineering, a 2-liter might be up there. Or even like a 1.6 these days. Like you can get 300-400 horsepower out of out of a 1.6 these days. Like the 3.6 and 5.0 for me because America. I mean, yeah, I see your point there as well. Like back in the day, of course, like a 3.6 in America, I'm not gonna argue with that. Pretty good displacement for a variety of purposes. In today's era, I'm gonna go with either a 3.6 or a 2.0. Like, do you know the Jaguar CX-75 concept car? It was supposed to be Jaguar's answer to the other hybrid hypercars. That had an electric motor on on each of the 4 wheels, and it had a 1.6 liter twin-charged petrol engine, and that 1.6 liter made 500 horsepower. So a 1.6 with 500 horsepower because it was twin charged. Like, that's pretty sick. This has a 2.4 liter inline-5. You know what? Let's give this thing Hellas. If they're still in the game. Don't think they are actually, are they? They removed them, sadly. Oh no, they are. I was just blind. Let's make this up. Oh, wrong one. But you have to ask, in the case of the Jag, would that have been a realistic figure for the car if it actually went into production, or would it have ended up being low power or higher displacement? That's always the question with concept cars, isn't it? But think about it. If it went into production, it would have been like a $1 million hypercar. So why wouldn't it make 500 horsepower from a 1.6 liter, which was basically an enlarged bike engine that was also twin charged? So, I mean, sure, it is very possible, perhaps even likely, that they would have enlarged the displacement. But on the other hand, given the circumstances and what it is, namely like a $1 million hypercar, but would they really need to do it? Like, would they really need to spend more money on developing the engine further? Because the CX-75 was an expensive project as it was. I want to try this on for size. I thought that would have worked a little bit better. Now it's got a hat. Do we stick with this? It's kind of funny. Oh, do we put a second wing here? Let's also put different wheels on this, like... I never know when to pick, what era to use these in, because I just don't really think they're all that good looking. Since this is going off-roading, I think something like this, or like a more solid design, would not be a bad idea. Perhaps not this, but something like this. Or this. Yeah, I like these. My Master 2001 Chevy Venture had similar rims. Okay. And in the interest of making this more, you know, making this look more racy, let's add some of these vents here. If I am gonna add a second wing, it would probably be something like this. This one's too large, isn't it? As it comes, anyway. This looks so ridiculous. But, sure. That's a rally car in 1974, why not? I mean, you're telling me this looks ridiculous? Have I ever seen a Stratos? I mean, it looks ridiculous in a different way. It's just look this one here just looks stupid. Whereas the Stratos is actually, you know, it looks ridiculous and also very good. Anyway, let's try this out in Beam, shall we? 225 horsepower is not too shabby. Where do we go rallying with this? Do you have any suggestion? We just start with the automation rally track. The city. That's probably going to be more of a struggle than any racetrack for this car. To be honest with you. Actually, let's try the rallycross course, huh? That seems like something it might be doing well at. Can still drive it. In the city later. There it is. Oh yeah, I should probably switch over. Look at that. Lock the diff. Man. Okay, yeah, this has horrible, a horrible turning circle with the off-road tires on. Yeah, man, we gotta put different tires on this thing. It does not want to steer at all. Okay, back to automation. Like, I think I should put hard long life road tires on it, because those are still okay off-road. But they're much, much better on-road. Okay. I mean, we could have also given this pop-up headlights, of course. Because it's the 70s after all. You're not gonna use them in the 70s. When do you use them? In the 80s, I guess. Tires. Hard long life road tires. Yep. Did compromise. Wait. Weren't we at like 35 off-road before? How did it go down to 26 before we changed to... Oh, by adding the downforce. I see, yeah. That's probably how that went down. Okay. Let's see how it's gonna go this time. Like, building a car with this kind of body and making it, and trying to make it work off-road is always gonna be a challenge. But hey, the Lancia Stratos won the World Rally Championship when it competed, so I mean, they did it right. But then again, they have they have skilled engineers, whereas I'm just, you know, a dude in my, you know, home office, shall we say. So that is a difference right there. This on better tires. Let's lock the diff. It still does not turn in very well. It has horrendous amounts of understeer or horrendous amounts of like no steer at all. Like, look at that. It really only starts turning when you hit the gas. A very useful pedal then, not only makes you accelerate but also makes you turn in this car. Yeah, okay. We gotta put sports tires on this thing, I can already see. It's gonna... Man, this is tough, man. Like, making a car... Making a mid-engine sports car that works on-road and off-road, you know, it's a challenge. Turns out. You know, who would have thought? Yeah, let's put it on sports tires, and then off-road goes down to 11.7. Actually, let's give it 205s on the front, just to have that extra little bit of turning in. Like, first of all, this has got to work on the road as well. Like, a mid-engined rear-wheel drive sports car has to work on the road. If it also works off-road, that's even better, but we're trying to figure that out. Now the question is, if this handles well on-road now, how do we make it also work off-road? That's gonna be the big question here that we're gonna have to ask ourselves. The answer might be not at all. But let's see how this drives now. It is, we did make it quite a bit taller. Remember, like, this is sitting at like 260 millimeters. Still doesn't like turning in. But yeah, obviously now we have a significant problem with traction off-road. This is supposed to return 1.08 G. I can't really feel that. Well, not only because I don't have a wheel, but also because like this turns extremely hesitantly. Yeah. I feel like we gotta lower it. Like, I don't know, man. How do you make this work on road and off road? I have no idea. Never done anything like this before either. I've never done a mid-engined an attempt at a mid-engined rally car. Do you make it like lower but also very soft? Is that how you make it? Let's go down to 200 millimeters. Actually, 185. Yeah, much lower roll angle now. What was it? It's 2.6 now at 260. What you had before? It's 4.3, yeah. That's a huge difference. It's also stiffened the sway bars a little bit. And let's now put it on hard long life road tires, maybe. Two different tunes. I think the answer is that if you took an off-road launcher, it would be a bit shit on dirt. Huh. Two different tunes, yeah, I mean, I guess that's another way of trying to do it. I'm pretty sure I can make this work on-road, obviously. Like, if we just throw on some semi-slicks as the car sits right now, I'm pretty sure that it would be pretty good on the road. Okay. No, this should be more than good enough on road. On the semi-slick tires, obviously, because on the rallies that do take place on tarmac, they're using slicks, dude. And now for the tricky bit. Because now we need to make it work off-road somehow. First of all, give it off-road tires. We're at 24.5. At 25.8. Reduce the top speed and make it shorter gearing. I think that's a fairly good shout as well. Like so. So maybe. Yeah. Let's try this. Okay, gonna export both cars. I still think that the road version is probably gonna be fairly good. I mean, decent at least. But the off-road one is probably gonna struggle. Then again, like on the road version, we can of course also like put more camber on it and whatnot. So it can be a lot more aggressive still than it already is. Free roam. We're gonna test this. Yeah, we're gonna test the road version on the road. And we're gonna test the off-road version on the automation rally track. Or even, you know, when you go from the highway towards the peak, towards the top there where the bridge is. On top of the hill. There it is. What we need is run out of fuel fastest challenge. Where each car is given like 1 liter of fuel and you drive each around the track until it runs out. So you have to do your best to make a car that burns fuel as quickly as possible. I mean, that would be fun, but the challenge would also be over very quickly, wouldn't it? Because, you know, you're just gonna stuff a V12 or V16 with the richest possible amount of fuel mixture in it, and you know, the sharpest current profile, and it's gonna just burn fuel like there's no tomorrow. And you're gonna stuff it in like a van or an SUV or a truck or anything that's heavy and has terrible aerodynamics. I think with a better driver than myself, this would probably get into the sort of regions of lap times that the better cars of yesterday did. Challenge twofold: who can run out the fastest, but also who can get the furthest around the track. Cover most distance before you run out of gas. See that kind of feels like two different things. Are you going to cover any of the review submissions? Let me check how many new ones there are, because I believe since the last time I reviewed cars, there was only like 1 or 2 new submissions. Oh man, that messed up Beam again. Let me see. I think there's only 2. Yeah, there's only 2 new ones. Obviously, this is very stable through this high-speed corner because it has a lot of downforce. Brake balance could be changed a little bit, I guess. But overall, this drives fairly well, actually. Even with the lock diff, it doesn't really oversteer at all. So let's see. I'm gonna actually head towards the highway in this version. drive to where it goes off-road and then switch to the other car. Hey Finnish gamer, how's it going? Going well? That's good to hear, man. I've built a sort of mid-engined 1974 rally car. The idea was something to compete with the Lancia Stratos, but you know, the road version is doing well, but making this car work off-road, damn, that's difficult. Because this is the off-road version, by the way. It's significantly taller and it's on off-road tires. Yeah, it does not want to turn at all. It does not want to turn into a corner at all, even though it has the same tire width as the road version, but that obviously comes in semi-slicks. Yeah, it does not want to turn at all, and that is a problem. Especially when you want to go rallying. Like, in rally, generally, you have corners as well. Like, rally courses tend to have a few corners in them. Yeah, that's a problem. It's still one heck of a cool car you've built. Thank you. I'm gonna go back to automation and actually make the front tires on the off-road version wider, so that it's gonna say in automation that the car oversteers, but you know, I don't care. I want the car to be able to turn off-road. And gonna see how that goes. Like so. I'm sending a car to compete. Oh man. By the way, I'm new on your channel so far. I love the stream and followed your channel. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your stay. By the way, I'm sure you've heard of a game series called Forza. I play Forza Horizon 4 every Friday. So in case you're interested in that, that is something else that I play on the channel apart from automation and BeamNG. Let's go to the rally track this time. I love Forza. That's great to hear, man. So my streams always start at 6 p.m. GMT. You can see the scheduler on my Twitch channel page. Like if you just scroll down a little bit below the stream, You can see the times when I'll be live again. It's the same time every week. Yeah, and Friday is always going to be Forza. Let's try this on for size, shall we? Still doesn't turn in very well, honestly, I have to say. Like when you're driving so slowly, drifting gently is obviously possible, although still not easy, as you could see right there. By the way, if the game sound is loud, let me know, because of course this car doesn't have any mufflers or anything like that, so if it's too loud, just let me know. Like, drifting in slow-mo is a lot of fun. Until that happens. Luckily, we didn't actually hit the tree. You know what I'm interested in? What happens if we actually use higher quality off-road tires? That should probably help, right? It will be better than yours, I guarantee it. Okay. I'm interested to see that. 5 seconds. A 5 seconds dot car. Probably, yeah. Probably took you about that long to create, didn't it? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna increase the quality on the off-road tires. No, I can't get the stream working. It stopped working. What stopped working? Did you refresh? $450 gross horsepower. What? That's a lot, yeah. That really is a lot. Oh, I see the joke there. Yeah, 120 actual horsepower. Looks good. It's much lighter than my car. And it has fiberglass panels as opposed to corrosion-resistant steel, so that will be quite the advantage, won't it? It's got sports tires. Okay. Yeah, there was in like I don't know when they really stopped using the term gross, the differentiation gross and net horsepower, but there was a period in like the 60s and I guess early 70s in America where they for marketing purposes they advertised the cars with gross horsepower, which basically means the amount of horsepower that the engine alone makes before you attach anything that consumes power from it, like the alternator and you know other things that draw power from the engine. Before you apply those things, it would make X amount of horsepower, and that was the gross amount of horsepower. Yeah. It was all for marketing purposes, because you know before the fuel crisis hit, you know, yeah, no air filters as well. But before the fuel crisis hit, the more horsepower you made, you know, the better your chances of selling the car, right? In the prime, in the prime time, if you will, of the muscle car, the more horsepower, the better. Yeah, now we rate engines at the crank, where all of everything that draws power is already on it, like the air filter, the alternator, everything that that draws power from the engine. We measure the engines afterwards, so the difference in horsepower is probably like 25-30% or something like that. So on some engines it was even like 50 percent the difference, so it is quite a lot. Yeah. But I think his car is cool. Yeah. Yeah, he made a cool car, and or if you meant my car, then thanks. I appreciate it. Let's actually see. Let's duke it out, I guess, on the automation track. First, I want to test the off-road version on the rally track. And then I'm gonna test both road versions on the actual automation track. Let's see how much of a difference the better quality off-road tires have made. I want to see that. What's always fun is comparing wheel horsepower for gross and net cars. Power numbers weren't very far off in reality, at least in 71, 72. After that, cats really started killing it. Yep. Along with economy gearing. Of course, yeah. It like even if you had 170 horsepower or something back then, which isn't altogether that bad, the gearing was, well, economy gearing, as you said, and it absolutely destroyed the performance of the engines that, you know, were in part fairly solid still. Yeah, this does turn in better. The better quality off-road tires have made a big difference here. Oh. Didn't understand any of that, but okay. Have you ever played or seen Car Mechanic Simulator, either 2015 or 2017, I guess the newer one is? So our cat Tommy, for example, broke engine. Wait, catalytic converters decrease emissions, making car fitted into the exhaust system and can restrict airflow in the engine, decreasing power significantly. Yeah, exactly. Oh. To use catalytic converters, they also had to use unleaded fuels, which were lower octane, which meant you had lower compression. Also, yeah. The thing is, because the lead would have destroyed the, parts of the catalytic converter. It contains like platinum and very precious metals inside in order to function properly, and the lead would actually destroy parts of that. One thing we can't argue about cars, Toyota is best. I'm gonna let that sit for a second and see what other people think about that. Okay, I got it already. Economy gearing is when you fit. Yeah. Exactly. Gearing that's way too long just to achieve better MPG numbers. Toyota was the best about 20 years ago. It'll always be good. It will always be good. I don't know if you know what. Let's actually debate about this again when a new Supra is out in 2019. Then I think we can have a new debate about this. Because if the new Supra is as good as the old ones were in their day, then Toyota might actually. It does have a lot of. Toyota does have a lot of variety in its lineup, like so much variety. You can have any kind of car from Toyota. You can have a small city hatchback. You can have a large truck, the Hilux or whatever. You could have an SUV, of course, a wagon, a sedan, and most of those things are called Corolla. Whether it's the hatchback, the sedan, the wagon, everything's a Corolla. and if it's not a Corolla, it's either a Prius or a Camry. And Toyota does have the BRZ as well. What if you need to go off-road? Yeah, then you grab a Hilux. Or the RAV4 or the Land Cruiser. Or the Tacoma, of course. Your Lamborghini versus my Tacoma. Yeah. But what if you need to go to a racetrack urgently? Afoot driving Helix lately, okay. Don't get me wrong, I think trucks are very important, but a company can't be the best unless they offer both. Yeah, like, I think, you know, it's not... Hence why I don't think BMW is the best. Can do luxury and sport, but practical off-road? No, no, not at all. Like, they have the X series of cars, which are their SUVs, of course, but they actually suck off-road. They're just a taller, forward drive version of their wagons, basically. Hey, Sklopler, how are you doing? GT86 isn't at Toyota. It was jointly developed between, between Toyota and Subaru, so... Call me Sklop, okay. And we still don't have the Supra, that's true. Like, that's the one thing I would say that Toyota is missing at the moment, is any sort of, you know, performance car. Or a GT car. Which I guess they say the Supra is going to be more of a GT car than an actual performance car, but seeing as it was jointly developed with BMW and it's also going to share the platform with the new Z4, it's gonna be a really good handling car. Yeah, Lexus, but they had the LFA, which they no longer have. And the RCF is not very good. I think, here's the thing about the Lexus styling. I think when they first introduced it with, I guess the RCF was the first thing they really introduced this sort of styling with, right? Or at least the first car that really became known for it. I think at first it was, you know, they tried it, but didn't really make it work that well. Why is the stream only a black screen still? The screen isn't black, is it? But what I was gonna say, with the LC500 Lexus, I think they made it work. I think that one actually looks good. I think Lexus styling was best in the 90s and early 2000s when it was sort of bland, upgraded Toyota styling. Yeah, even into the LFA it was good. I don't like the older ones. The LFA is pretty nice. Yeah, the LFA, I like that one as well, obviously. Like, the LFA is one of those cars where I've never heard a whole lot of people saying that they don't like it. Like, how can they not like the LFA? Now the stream works again. Alright, that's great to hear. Anyway, I think think Lexus went way too far in starting to modern to be modern and different. I think at first the first efforts, their first efforts with the new design language were a little hard to get used to. But I think with the LC500 they figured it out. I think that car actually looks really good. Go fuck yourself, Toyota / Lexus hater. Yeah, calm down, man. Like, my favorite car maker is probably BMW. But if you hate BMWs, I can understand why. I'm okay with it. I still like them. Dude, this car drives well. It's not slow either. Like, it's not the fastest car, but it's not slow. Please don't change my mind. I have Toyota Avensis 2006 sedan D4D 2.0 Linear Soul Sport. Can you like not spam emojis, please? My father had a 96 Toyota T100 for years. My sister's boyfriend had a 94 Corolla with an 88 engine and transmission swap, okay? Or some weird combination like that. My dream car is a RX-7 FD. That's a dream car I can get behind. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the Wankles. You can of course V8 swap it. But, or, you know, swap any other engine in it, really. Doesn't have to be a V8. But I love the styling of the RX-7 FD. I'm gonna come straight out of that. I really like it. It's just I just don't like the rotary engine. My grandfather had a 92 Corolla for 10 years. Don't put fucking Alice into RX-7s for the love of God. Yeah, 3.8 twin turbo V6 from a Buick Grand National. Why would I? I mean, if you don't want to swap an LS into it, if you don't want to swap an LS into it, I mean, you can swap almost any engine into an RX-7, actually. You can put a V6 in it if you want. You can put a straight 6 into it from like a BMW M3, although that would be kind of a weird combination. I'd swap a Jag E-Type inline 6 in it. If I get an RX-7, I'm keeping the Wankel. I want a perfect 50-50 weight distribution. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. My first car is going to be a 94 Miata. Also, you just made your driver's license or something like that? Or you're about to complete your driver's license? I could put a V6 in the Miata. Yeah, like the guy from Car Throttle. Nope, but I know what I want. My first car was actually a BMW 320i E36. That's the 1996 model year. It had a 2-liter straight 6 with 150 horsepower. It had 50-50 weight distribution too. And it handled so well. I've always felt the whole point of Miata was a slow car that's fun to drive quickly. Yeah, like the point of the Miata, as I see it, is the fact that it's not a fast car, but thrashing it, but because of that, you can actually get sort of close to its limits on public roads, on like winding mountain roads and whatnot, if you thrash it. There's this dude in my neighborhood with a 330 Ci, and he says it's an M3. Yeah, I mean, there's always those dudes, of course. Though the 330 Ci is also a very nice car, actually. First car was it? My first car was a 98 Toyota Carina A. It was a great car. When I saw it had 869,000 kilometers on it. I know, that's what I want. Like, any rear-wheel drive car can it can be drifted in like bad weather, in like rain, heavy rain or snow. I saw Miata get sideways at a red light a couple of days ago. It started raining. Yeah. Oh yeah, hook up the pop-up headlights separately. I know exactly what you mean. So basically, you want to control the two pop-up headlights separately instead of both at the same time. Where do you guys work and where are you from? I'm from Austria. I don't know if it really matters where I work. Basically, I have an office job, but I work from home. I think that's about enough info. Let's do some 2500 horsepower drifting. I'm a cam model, of course, yeah. Of course. You saw how long it took to get to like 250 kilometers an hour and how long it took to then lose the speed again. Man, the brakes are just... I live in Finland and I work at the local car repair shop. Okay. It's called the garage. Auto shop or a mechanic. Yeah. Car workshop, I guess. Correct me, please. I know I'm very bad. No, it's fine. We can still, you know, communicate with each other. Better than most of the rednecks I live around, yeah. Like, it always baffles me how, you know, native-born Americans that have learned no other language than English in their life don't speak it properly. I've never understood how such a phenomenon can happen. You probably know more about cars than most of them, too. The days of a southern farm boy who knows fix his truck or tractor are over. Now they just drive lifted cheap Wranglers and listen to rap music. I hate rap music. Yeah, I think I can get down with some of the like 90s and early to mid 2000s rap. Think of Eminem in his glory days and 50 Cent. I can get behind some of that. But most of today's rap music I'm not a fan of, I have to say. Yeah, this car is all-wheel drive, by the way, and it loses traction in 5th gear at like 230 kilometers an hour. Why? Well, it's got 2500 horsepower. Wait. And the only good rap is it's late 80s and early 90s gangster shit. NWA, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre. See, I haven't grown up around them. Like the first time I was really exposed to rap was like Eminem, early 2000s, I guess. I've never really listened to NWA, Ice Cube, or Dr. Dre. It could be that I'm missing out on some really great music. I don't wanna argue with it really, because I don't know it. You play GTA 5 every day? I've recently started playing GTA 5 again. Not on my YouTube channel or on Twitch, although if you guys are interested, I could bring it to Twitch as well. And thereby also to YouTube. You were first exposed to Eminem as well and you hated it? For many years I hated rap when I still lived in Florida. Then I moved to Georgia, started playing GTA and found an appreciation of it. A lot of the music they use is sampled from funk disco songs from the 70s, which are absolutely... Yeah, like San Andreas also had like Radio X, which has a bunch of rock songs. Like it has like Hellraiser from Ozzy Osbourne and whatnot. I wasn't a fan of Radio X. I was all about K-Dust, yeah. I gotta be right back. Gonna get some coffee and chocolate. Sure, that sounds like a great combination. Actually, I could do with some of that as well. Actually, coffee probably not anymore, seeing as I'm probably gonna go to bed a little early today because obviously I gotta work again tomorrow. What do you think of the what do you think of the GTA 5 radio stations? Honestly, I couldn't tell you because I always have the radio off. You know what we forgot to do? We forgot to drive the thing in the city as well. Let's head over to the city. You're not missing much. There's some good songs on most of the stations, but they aren't as good as San Andreas. Yeah, I figured that. Yeah, let's try the off-road version in the city. Oh man, it's gonna be terrible. Like, look at how tall this is. Let's just compare this to the road version of it. Yeah. You should do some car mods for GTA 5. Maybe do a series where you try to lose the police. I've never even done like big police chases in GTA. I mean, sure, obviously we've done some, but none like with, you know, high caliber police. I mean, I guess I probably did when I played a lot of it, but I can't really remember. It was years ago. I only recently got back to GTA 5 again, and all I really did was a few races and a few like smaller, you know, missions with a body. So it does turn in well with a little bit of throttle, just a little bit. With no throttle applied, it doesn't turn particularly well. You know what would be awesome? If you could actually export cars from automation into GTA 5. Then I would troll the police by exporting my police car concept, which you may or may not have seen before. And then, like, crash into a bunch of them and outrun the police in a car that looks like a police car. Chevy, Toyota, Dodge. Like, what would my own personal ranking be? Let's think about this. I don't actually feel I can... I don't feel like I can actually give a good statement on this, because I don't really see American cars here at all in Austria, except, you know, Ford Mondeos, and I guess Ford Galaxy and, you know, Ford Focus. So I guess I don't really... I can't really judge the whole picture, because, as I said, American cars are not really seen here very much at all. But from what I can tell, my personal number one would probably be Mercedes, right? Because think about it, you have the Smart for a very small economy car, like their own Smart. You have the A-Class if you want, you know, a hatchback that's made by Mercedes itself. They have sedans and wagons in all shapes and sizes, as well as SUVs, including the G-Wagon, which is actually a very capable off-roader, something that BMW and Audi don't have. And then my YouTube channel is also called Tom Henks. You can just look it up. Or someone can drop the link in the chat for me if you want to. Yeah, so you can... Mercedes would probably be my number one. And then... Let's think about this. Number two. Number two... If Mercedes is number one, who's number... Ford, I guess? Did you ever drive the best muscle car ever? I think I did. Because I remember... like... I remember test driving all of the cars that were in the Discord like 2 weeks ago. I can't remember it right now, but I remember seeing it. I think it should be in the one video where I reviewed all the different viewers' cars. I could be wrong. Submitted the file on the 24th, which was the day after. Oh, really? Huh. Then I might not have seen it. Since then you've just done Forza and the hill climb yesterday. Ah, yeah, well then I haven't seen it yet. I probably have seen it in automation already. I remember opening that file, but I guess it's not on video yet. Would it be too much to ask if you could show me the Ibishu Pessima today too? Sure. Where is it? There it is. Let's take it in like sky blue. Which version? That one. Okay, right. Pretty simple design. You could probably make a replica of this pretty easily in automation. That's a V6 in there. Oh, it's an automatic. It understeers, but then again, it's a front-wheel drive family sedan, so with a V6 up front. So yeah, it reminds me of the good days I had with my Carina. That's good to hear. I think that little curb already damaged something on the suspension. The car is pulling to the left now. I'm gonna reset it real quick. Not much grunt going up here, but it's okay. The muscle car is a turbocharged 7-liter V8. $1980. Okay. Okay, then maybe I haven't seen it yet. Ouch. Okay, now I can't turn right anymore. Okay. Um, and if you haven't seen mine, I'd bet you've missed a couple others. I've let's see where was wait when did you? No, I've done the Grand Lux. I've done the GEM turbo cars. I've done the I haven't done all of them. No, no, I'm pretty sure I've done the Grand Lux. I don't know, man. If anyone wants a link to the Discord, thanks for sharing that as well. Do I have anything else that could be fun here? A little GT car. I think I'm gonna round it up here. Again, thank you very much, Sedan57 Chevy, for actually subscribing with Twitch Prime today. Appreciate it a lot. Makes you the first subscriber on my channel. And of course, I'm gonna be streaming again on Friday at 6 p.m. GMT as always, with some Forza. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for today. No problem. And that's gonna wrap it up for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. And the VOD of this, oh my, yeah, this car is too low. And the VOD of this stream is gonna be on YouTube tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. Bye bye.